On the day of taping this video, the flock is officially 70 units big on the YouTubes. And I'm really stoked about that. We are starting a historic timeline drinks series with the short videos still on TikTok, where obviously my big following is. And the YouTube shorts, obviously, because maybe they kill TikTok. So let's just bring the party to YouTube, right? And this is the place where we have a little more time to dive deeper into why drinks are what they are, or why I do what I do. And I thought a historic drink timeline would be a great start. So the first drink, probably as old as the United States, was documented since the late 18th century, and it's still relevant today. Over 120,000 sold every year during the Kentucky Derby alone. And you guessed it, the mint julep. More than 200 years ago, the rich were sipping mint juleps out of pewter cups with silver strainers to keep the crushed ice inside. And why do you say, why is he saying the rich? What with the normals? Well, the normal people in the late 18th century, they didn't have pewter cups, they didn't have silver, they didn't even have ice, there's no freezers. So what do we need to make this delicious afternoon patio pounder? We need a sweetener. I'm using Demerara instead of just simple syrup because I like the earthiness of the darker sugar. We need a bourbon, which is gonna be in our case the Double Oak from Noble Oak. And why, you ask me? These people plant a tree for every bottle sold. And I like that. It's not from Kentucky. A lot of people think bourbon has to be made in Kentucky. No, bourbon has to be made in the United States, and it has to have at least 51% corn in the mash bill.
I love corn. Corn.
There's a lot more going on, but that's for another day. So we got the sweetener, we got the nice little bottle of bourbon, and then what are we missing? The most important part, maybe? It's a bunch of mint. I had to buy kind of shady mint from the local Publix because I don't have a garden. I live in a shoebox. The mint harmonizes the fierce bourbon and the nice sweet Demerara sugar, and everything's just built in this nice little cup with crushed ice. People would sip it with a straw, but in the older days, straws wasn't a thing, plastic wasn't a thing. They would use this to sip it without spilling everything on their face. I bet you didn't know that. There's a lot more where that came from. Please subscribe or just watch my shorts. But let's build a nice little community. Let's do some fun stuff together. Whatever you think I should do, maybe add it to the comments. And as there's 70 of you, and my first video had 10 views, I bet you I'm gonna get a lot of really good input right now. Here's a short of the mint julep.
I hit recorded, drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets. When I'm performing, never boring, now you can't afford it. Champagne